Our next match is scheduled for what?
Pro Wrestling International, there are no boundaries. You're watching PWI Championship Wrestling, and on this week's edition, you'll see in action the King of the Highways, Big Rig Rollins. Also, Electric Eric Freedom to meet Quicksilver. In a special interview, Big Rig Rollins calls out the champion, Bobo Brazil Jr. In continuing coverage of the PWI television tournament, you'll see in second round action, Lightning Rod to go up against Gentleman Johnnie Walker. Also, the man with the new attitude here in PWI, Billie Joe Eaton, will join us this week. And in our feature match, it's the men from the wild side, the James Boys, to go up against Jimmy Jack Hammer and Buddy Bam Bam Garvin in a Texas Tornado match. We'll be back with Laura Angelique right after this.
I'm Laura Angelique, and I'd like to welcome you to another week of Pro Wrestling International. I hope that everyone out there is all psyched up for some really wild and crazy matches, because that's exactly what we have in store for you on today's show. I'd like to start things off with America's favorite trucker, Big Rig Rollins, going up against the Professor.
And his opponent, weighing in at 440 pounds, from the highways of America, Big Rig Rollins!
As I was saying, a big announcement, but right there, Richard Crow here has announced one of the big men here in the PWI, making his way from the highways and byways into the center of the squared circle. We will see in our first match today, the Big Rig Rollins in there against the wily one, the Professor. But joining me today to help announce this big news here in the PWI is the team of the James brothers, Austin and Dallas, joining me here at the mics today for most of the matches we're going to see. And Dallas, welcome back. I see you're here with your brother. And
it's great to be here, and as you said, some announcements are in order.
That's right. And before we get to that, let me run down a little bit of the card that we're going to be seeing today. Along with Big Rig here and the Professor, we're going to be seeing that crazy one, the hippy-dippy Eric Freedom. Also, Johnnie Walker will be on the card today. Billie Joe Eaton. And
who?
Billie Joe Eaton, and I think you'll probably have
Which one?
Well, I'm sure we'll have a little more from you and something.
I'm still a little upset over what I saw last week. And Austin, you wasn't out here because you had a match, but Billie Joe Eaton with what he did with TJ. And did you hear TJ?
I heard
Did
TJ.
you hear him? James Boys, you don't have it either. Well, Dave, what's this sitting in front of you? It kind of shines, doesn't it?
Well, let's get right into it here, Raz. You see the Professor taking Big Rig into the corner at the moment. But the big news in the PWI is there has been a change in metal around the middle of two men here in the PWI.
Metal.
I like that.
on June 23rd in Ann Arbor, the team of your friend Betty Bam Bam Garvin,
no friend of ours. Let's get this thing
and
straight.
the bounty hunter.
Well, he did say that he was going to go to the top. I have to give him that. He said he was going to take a partner, any partner he chose, and I mean, he said that right to me. He was going to go to the top. He did. But Austin, his stay was short-lived.
Very short.
The reservation in the penthouse lasted one night.
Very short.
Fans,
He's back on the trail.
fans, what the boys here are alluding to is the team of
Well, I don't care if he chokes him.
the team of the bounty hunter
I don't like
and
him.
Bam Bam Buddy Garvin did defeat the former, now the former PWI Tag Team Champions Fire and Ice, Diamond Dan and Quicksilver. Whoa!
What a hit!
Big one.
He's made him mad.
Took the professor right off, and there he goes. Big clothesline.
That's it.
Going for a cover. And we got it here. The Big Rig.
And the winner, Big Rig Rollins!
The Big Rig, 400 pounds a man.
Right there,
Right
you see some of the replay, and man, when he gets it, and there, you know, there it is, the big roadblock buster, and now wait a minute, what's he doing? You know, as the fans are looking at the replay here, he's calling for the microphone. What's going on? There you see.
Bobo! Come out here a minute, I got something I want to tell you.
Well, fans, Big Rig Rollins.
Bobo Brazil, come on out here, I got something I want to tell you.
PWI heavyweight champion to come out here.
He's going to challenge him.
That's it. I was getting ready to say that. He's going to challenge Bobo
Now,
for the titles.
He's been running his mouth up there in Michigan. We were up there, and you
Come
know,
on, Bobo, nothing funny, I just want to talk to you.
nothing funny.
I got something I want to get off my mind.
Well, as Big Rig is
He got
waiting,
no hair.
here he comes. The PWI champion, Bobo Brazil Jr., making his way to ringside to find out
I thought you're supposed to do the interviews.
what Big Rig Rollins is wanting with him. Well,
What's he starting his own talk show?
we'll just
Bobo,
let him
we
go
go
on
back
here.
a lot.
Not any room left.
All right, let's see what Big Rig has to say here.
I'm just tell you what I know what's going on. Don't trust Austin James.
What?
Don't trust him.
Austin, he's talking about you.
Talking about me.
He'll turn on you like he turned on me.
He has no business talking about me.
We were
Austin,
tag
sit down
partners
here.
for 2 years.
I'll go smack that
So
boy
one day out of
guy.
the blue, little bit of money
What's
was
up
given
with
to
him?
No more friends. But you want to know something?
Sit
He's up
back
to something.
down.
He's trying to get that for 4 aces.
Austin.
Is he still?
Oh, I got to hear this.
We've been around, and we've been tagging a lot. And, you know, he hadn't turned his back on me. The one I don't
I
trust
cannot
is
believe
that
that.
Dallas.
Coming out.
I don't
Wait a
trust
minute, now
Dallas
they're
either.
talking about me. I know
But
nobody trusts
like I
me.
said, don't trust Austin James.
I have tagged up
Because
with
whatever
the
Big
champ.
Brother wants,
Across
little
the
brother
United
do.
States.
Oh.
It hasn't been that many times you
Yeah.
tagged up with him. Think about
Don't
it,
trust
Bobo.
Austin.
You're a
I've
very
been tagging
intelligent
up with the
man.
champ,
You've been
like
in
I said, across the United
the
States
sport for a long, long
several
time.
months now.
From one friend to another, you know what Dallas James is up to. You've seen it before. I wouldn't put it past him now, or I wouldn't put it past him in the future. Just don't trust Austin James.
I appreciate the advice, but let me tell you something. Big Red, that they don't know about Bobo Jr. You know, all these guys done wrestled me before. You can back up down the line and you can ask guys like Ric Flair. I'll fight you to the end, just like I would be a friend to the end. I want to put this out to Dallas and Austin. Austin, I'll tag with you anywhere in the United States. Now, Big Rig is my friend, and I'm not going to doubt his word, but I want to tell you one thing, Austin. I know you somewhere in Dallas. If you ever double-cross me, you're going to see a different Bobo Brazil. You're not going to be able to wrestle in the state of Indiana. You're not going to be able to wrestle in the state of Florida, Ohio, New York, nowhere. Because once I go on the rampage, I don't care what's in the way, I can move it to get what I want.
You need me, you call.
I don't need that belt. I don't need that belt. We got belts right here in front of us.
That's right.
I'm tagging
Can you believe that, Dave?
with
Well, fans,
Austin.
right there, you're hearing it.
One thing I know,
Bobo
while I'm in this
Brazil
tag, I got dice
putting
with.
out the warning.
Now you want to
Big
see
Rig
something different
really
about me?
raising the ire
Well,
here.
that's
Deal with him. He
Cross
mentioned
the
something
line,
about
you're gonna
years
see a
ago in
different
Europe.
Bobo Brazil Jr.
I wasn't in Europe, and
No, you weren't.
Dave, 2 chairs across, can attest to that. I was defending the heavyweight title here. I don't want to hear no more. We
I
got a
don't either.
commercial or something.
Fans, will be back here in a minute, and then we'll bring you the rest of those announcements here on the PWI.
This is PWI Live, and remember, PWI Championship Wrestling returning this Saturday to Indianapolis at the Indianapolis Event Center at 3653 East Raymond Street with an 8 p.m. bell time. It's been entitled 2 for 1, and as you just saw, the main reason for the PWI Heavyweight Championship, it'll be Bobo Brazil Jr. with Austin James in his corner going up against Dice Man Ronnie Vegas with Gentleman Johnnie Walker in his corner. Also, second and third rounds of the PWI Television Title Tournament featuring Electric Eric Freedom, Lightning Rod, and many others. Also, it's just been signed, a special grudge match. Quicksilver, one half of Fire and Ice, to go up against the new Billie Joe Eaton. Remember, all tickets are priced at $5. Under 6 are admitted free. The doors open up at 7 p.m. when PWI Championship Wrestling returns to Indianapolis this Saturday night, 8 p.m. at the Indianapolis Event Center. Fans, don't miss out on your chance to see PWI live.
Of the Quicksilver as Eric Freedom now working on looking like the referee checking to make sure he's staying off the throat there.
Quicksilver's smart though. See, now he's abandoned tag teams like we've talked about here, and he wants Billie Joe Eaton for what happened, and he knows Eric Freedom knows Billie Joe Eaton really well. This is going to help him. This is going to help him.
Oh, sure.
It has been quite a change of an events here in the PWI. As we've been talking about for some time now, that the turncoat of Billie Joe Eaton and what he did to Quicksilver, or Quicksilver and the team
well, he's the one that
Diamond Dan and
Quicksilver. I mean, they had Bounty and Garvin beat up there, and here come Billie Joe Eaton hit Quicksilver as he's getting ready to come off the top rope, and Fire and Ice lost.
The man that was supposed to watch their back.
I mean, in a way it was a blessing because the next night there in Battle Creek, as we talked about, Austin, you and I, we won the belts, but I still have to feel somewhat for Fire and Ice. But I got to think that Quicksilver's going to get even with Billie Joe Eaton. That's a long way from being over.
Quicksilver, he'll get his revenge.
I don't know at this point what Diamond Dan's going to do. There's still some openings. This television tournament, we heard news of some late changes in that. And, maybe Diamond Dan, there was 3 or 4 alternates. And because Austin and I now hold the tag team titles, of course, our matches are set.
That's right, so you won't be able to participate in that.
Well, yeah, we do. We do get to participate. But the problem is some of the other guys that were in it now are not in it. It's really confusing. TJ Powers, I hear, might possibly get in it now. Quicksilver might possibly get it. El Diablo, I don't know. It's hard enough to keep up with the tag teams. Who are we going to face?
Yeah, really.
I mean, we're going to be back in Indianapolis July the 8th, and we have no idea who's the #1 contender. TJ and who?
I hope it is TJ and somebody. Well, I tell you what, I really like to get my hands on him after what he said about us. I'm just really sick of his mouth.
Well,
a couple people.
What he pulled, I wasn't there the other night, but what he pulled on you in the TV tournament, I mean,
ladies and gentlemen, there's 1 minute left.
Well,
and now
1 minute left.
Trunks and he got something out of him.
And I just hope that somewhere down the road I get a shot at him.
You know what?
I'm still in it.
I tell you what I like to see him do is I like him to go get Big Rig after what Rig said today, and him and Rig, and that way we'll get a chance at him. Both of them.
The next night as you know, Dave, I beat. Now he's got him. Nope. I got Garvin.
Almost.
I beat Garvin in my second round, and I don't know who my third round. Third round's going to be held down here in Indianapolis, and I just hope I get TJ.
Near to fall.
I know you want to talk to him, Austin, because wait a minute, I heard a bell.
No bell on that.
Oh, there's a bell. Is that it?
Match
is
over.
Well, evidently it was a bell, but it was for an expiration of the match. It was not for a pinfall.
And Electric Eric Freedom, it draws.
Both wrestlers going the limit there today, a 20-minute time fall, and no victory, a draw between the hippy-dippy man from the 60s,
now Quicksilver
Eric Freedom, and the Quicksilver. Both of them asking.
I tell you what, Quicksilver better just quit while he's ahead. Eric can pull some stuff out of his hat now. Or whatever that hair
I trust Eric 100%. I mean, he wrestled clean. It was a good match. I mean, tempers flared there a little bit. And Eric's still in the TV tournament. And he's got to be a dark horse. Yeah.
Well,
There you go.
that's it. Both men walking out with their hands raised. Draw here in the second match of the PWI Championship Wrestling. And myself and the PWI Tag Team Champions will be back.
Up next is another in our series of TV title tournament matches. This one should be a really great matchup because it features two of the top-rated stars here at PWI, those being Lightning Rod and gentleman Johnnie Walker. Here they are in action.
Austin, the man that has made the major change in the PWI, gentleman Johnnie Walker.
I'm calling him Grasshopper, but he looks more like Casper.
Watching his back, making his way to the ring, gentleman Johnnie Walker being escorted out by
Johnny Cool. That's what I call him, Johnny Cool.
Johnny's really changed, hasn't he?
He sure has, accompanied there by the Grasshopper, who
A lot of us have changed. I haven't changed.
But
And
he
his
has to
opponent,
face a big one.
weighing in at 256 pounds from Chicago, Illinois,
Ooh.
Lightning Rod.
Here he is, the Lightning Rod from Chicago, Illinois, the big one.
This is second round.
Second round TV tournament, and it's probably bringing, well, I'm not sure what the official rankings are right now, but we're probably looking at, what, the number 2 man?
Well, I'd say Walker has to be considered
Number
number
two.
1 or number 2. I think Dice Man and him is flipping back and forth. And
Right
Rod's in the top 10 somewhere.
Hey, I would imagine he's somewhere around number 5, number 6, though, having lost a superstar a couple weeks
Now,
back in
Austin,
Chicago.
You got a frown on your face. We all know what happened Friday night up in Wisconsin. TJ, as you know, Dave, I wasn't there. I heard about this. I wasn't wrestling that night.
Yeah. TJ will get his in the end.
Let me reinstate that. I was wrestling that night, but we weren't together. That was we won the tag titles, a week before, and you had TJ that night. 30 seconds. I could not believe that. I seen that on the monitor back in the dressing room. I seen what happened, but I had Garvin. I may get the winner of this. Who knows? Third round's coming up in Indianapolis this weekend, and they're going to do the third round and some of the later matches there in the second round, and then I understand in August they'll do the semifinals and the finals.
Well, Dallas, Austin, a lot of the fans here in the PWI, since you've attained the top of the PWI with the tag team belts, a lot of them are wondering what is in store for the tag team champions.
Hey, we don't care.
We don't know. We don't care. Personally, I'm upset at TJ for last week, stating what he stated after Billie Joe done what he did, and of course it transpired on the Northern Tour that's going on. The James boys don't have it. And then he takes out Austin with a pair of knucks or something while the referee's got his back turned. I'd like to see TJ, one of his surprise partners. Hey, TJ, find you another one. Find you another one.
I think he's running out.
Oh, boomerang there by the Lightning Rod takes gentleman Johnnie into the turnbuckle there.
And I'm upset with Dice because, as you remember, Dave, last week after Austin got a cheap shot and went into the chairs, Dice turned to me here at the booth and said, "How do you think of that, stupid? Hey, why don't you two high rollers get together and we'll play?"
Well, it sounds like definite dissension here within what used to be, I guess, the 4 Aces.
We're the 4 Aces, but we're 2 of them. And right now, that's all. I own that name. Dice Man, TJ, you can be the high rollers. You guys want to gamble? Come on down to the wild side.
Well, it does sound as if the
and bring the
4
money in the
Aces
booth.
we're actually seeing the tumbling or the crumbling of this former
are
house
the 4
of
Aces.
cards here. Right there, you see the power displayed by the Lightning Rod. Definitely one of the strongest ones here in the squared circle in the PWI, taking Johnnie Walker outside the ring.
I got to pick Walker.
I think so.
I got to pick Walker, and the
With
reason
his
I
new
say that,
attitude.
he is, gosh, pardon the expression, but he is on a roll.
Yeah.
This new attitude has really propelled him.
What do you think, Dave? We taking Walker?
But what makes me mad is I helped him with this new attitude, and then he turned his back. He really didn't want to be, even when the crowd didn't like myself, I wouldn't say so much about Austin, but when I was a member of the 4 Aces with Dice and with Bounty and with all, Johnny didn't want to join him. He wanted to change, he wanted to go after Bobo, but he didn't want to be a member.
Well, there he takes the leg across the chest, going for it. Got 2 and breaks loose. Lightning Rod breaks loose there, didn't have a good hook on the leg. Now Walker again, working on the chin. Pulling on that vice grip across the chin and the ears of the Lightning Rod. Referee in there close, checking it out.
I tell you what, though, if Lightning Rod wins this will shoot him right towards the top.
It would definitely bring him back up towards the number 1, 2 contenders here in the PWI.
He'd still be alive. Heartthrob's still alive. TJ's in there. Man, TJ and Lightning Rod in the TV tournament. They'd never, neither one of them. 10 minutes is not enough, and with the animosity between them, and then I could just ease on into the finals, and I'd have 2 belts.
Lightning Rod setting him up here. Back he goes.
What are you looking at me like that for?
Boy, is he greedy. He wins this bout, now he wants another.
Yeah.
Kick out on a 2 count there. Well, you were speaking of animosity growing. Well, we've sure heard some words between the Dice Man, Ronnie Vegas, and the champion, Bobo Brazil Jr.
You know, that's one thing I don't understand now. I'm not going to sit here and talk bad about PWI, but Dice Man is legitimately the number 1 contender, I understand, at this time. But yet, when they put the Northern Tour together, John is getting all the title shots.
Look at that. Walker got just out
Friday night, John lost to Bobo. We were there, up in Stevens Point, but he hurt his knee.
Oh, here he is. And looks like he went a little too quick. Lightning Rod was able to get up. He missed. He was going for the Cactus Champ. Lightning Rod's got him stuck. There it is, the bell.
You know, that had to just knock the wind out of him. And then that 3 seconds is all it takes. That's an upset.
Walker was distracted. Climbed to the top without checking his opponent. Well, opponent got up. Lightning Rod took it to him.
That's going to cause Johnny to go down in the ratings. And
the winner,
Lightning Rod. The opportunity now. He's got a few more matches with Bobo up north before we return to Indianapolis next weekend. He better take opportunity.
Well, there you're seeing it again on the replay here. This had to be an upset. You know, number 5, number 6 beating number 2 or 1.
And Dave, I understand you're going to go interview him, so, you know, again, we'll show some of the replay here as you work your way down. And there you see the miss there by John and the roll-up. And now let's go to Dave at ringside with your winner, the Lightning Rod.
Fans, I'm standing here with the wrestler from the Windy City, the Lightning Rod, who will get to advance here in the TV tournament. Lightning Rod, words on your advancement here and what your next opponent may face.
You know, I come to PWI for one reason, to put the gold around my belt. Sure, I've been a little bit distracted by little TJ Powers, doing his little dirty deeds, bringing his little gangsters in. But that's fine. I'm going to sidestep that. Sure, we wrestle in St. Louis, Chicago, Fort Wayne, Toledo, it don't matter. My goal is to be the next PWI TV champ. I don't care who I have to face. If it's T-Rex, if it's that TJ Powers, if it's Billie Joe Eaton, it doesn't matter, brother. Because the gold is going around Lightning's waist. Woo!
There you have it, the Lightning Rod advancing on in the PWI TV tournament.
Fans, don't forget PWI Championship Wrestling returning this Saturday night, July the 8th at 8 p.m. at the Indianapolis Event Center on East Raymond Street. It's been entitled 2 for 1. One of the reasons in the PWI television title tournament, second and third rounds featuring the man you just saw, Lightning Rod, and many others. Also, a special grudge match. It's just been signed, Quicksilver to meet Billie Joe Eaton. And what about this one? In an I Quit flag match, Dallas James to go up against Buddy Bam Bam Garvin. Remember, all tickets are priced at $5, under 6 admitted free, and the doors open up at 7 p.m. We talked about this one earlier. It's in the main event. Bobo Brazil Jr. defending the title against Dice Man Ronnie Vegas. PWI Championship Wrestling this Saturday night, July the 8th, 8 p.m. at the Indianapolis Event Center, 3653 East Raymond Street. Fans, don't miss out on your chance to see PWI live. Attention, attention, have you ever dreamed of entering the world of professional wrestling? Well, now you can. The PWI Wrestling School will be starting soon. And for information on how you can join, write to Pro Wrestling International, 1056 East Vermont, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46202. And you could be taking your first step in that dream of professional wrestling.
Next up, we'll be taking a look at Billie Joe Eaton. However, this isn't the same Billie Joe that many of our fans know and love. This is a Billie Joe that has changed, the new and what some, such as TJ Powers, might call an improved Billie Joe. But we'll let our fans judge for yourself.
And his opponent, weighing at
Quicksilver
240 pounds, from Chattanooga, Tennessee,
You might see him
Billie
get drawn out here.
Joe
He did fine, but
Eaton.
I'm not sure I blame you.
Because here we see him, the Benedict Arnold of the PWI. Could be
Now, wait a minute.
Could be the cousin now to gentleman
TJ
Johnny
offered
Walker.
you that much money, Austin? Are you sitting here telling me you wouldn't take it?
Not now.
Not now?
I think
But
I'll
you
leave
don't-
that alone.
But you don't know how much money you offer.
Huh?
How much money do you offer?
I don't know.
Was it a nickel?
Well, fans, there he is, the man who
You
single-handedly
ain't got any sense.
helped cost the PWI Tag Team Title Championship of Fire and Ice.
Now,
The
Billy,
man that was to watch their back shoulders.
Billy Newton's got to wrestle this guy. This guy's a wrestler. And he's not going to come out here and brawl. He's going to put moves on him. He's going to wrestle. This guy's a high flyer.
Well, immediately, Billie Joe Eaton going to work on Billy Newton, getting his arm there, has him in working that arm. Leverage back here, bending against the joint as it's not supposed to roll. There he is, setting up and coming across, elbow smasher across the arm of Billy Newton. Billie Joe Eaton, the man that turned his back on his former partner, Quicksilver.
I told you Quicksilver shouldn't have picked Diamond Dan.
I tell you what, he definitely changed an attitude.
Well, they were a formidable team, but when Quicksilver went back to Diamond Dan, as many people expected,
He wasted too much time. He's not going to pin Billy Newton like that.
But the thing of it is Diamond Dan and Quicksilver had tagged up before. Diamond Dan was hurt. He asked Billie Joe to help him.
Yeah, but they were undefeated.
they were undefeated, but
Were you upset with me when you got hurt and I took Bounty Hunter?
Well,
There it is.
there
What?
he is, closed fist. He takes it across the forehead of Billy Newton there.
Now,
Eaton taking a closed
What's
fist
he
across
hitting
there.
him for? This guy's supposed to be a wrestler. He's not a
I
brawler.
wish I...
2 count there.
He's in the ropes.
Billy
Where's Kick
Joe
Quicksilver?
Eaton bringing Newton up by his hair, picks him up for body slam, takes him to the canvas.
I'm telling you what, this guy goes to the top. He flies. He gets some height on this. Billy Newton better get out of Dodge. He hits this,
There
it's
he is.
over.
Billy Eaton coming across there. Oh!
That's
done.
I think he's got the leg hooked and a 3 count. A victory for Billy Joe Eaton.
See, now he had to surprise Billy Newton. Well, Billy Newton's a better wrestler than that, but Billy Joe Eaton didn't use moves, didn't do this, didn't do that. Forearms, punches. And I
Pulling his
think that
hair.
caused Billy Newton twice here in the last couple of weeks have been surprised. We see here on the replay, this has got to surprise him. I face this man, you face this man. Billy Newton's no slouch.
No, he's
Maybe
not.
he needs to take a few weeks off and come back, get his head straight.
I think if
Go in there, you got to go in there night in and night out. Doesn't matter who you wrestle and get everything together. There you see your winner, Billy Joe Eaton.
time now for our feature match, which in this case was more of a battle. This was a match that took place recently between Jimmy Jackhammer and Buddy Bam Bam Garvin as they teamed up against the James brothers. And I would like to caution our viewers a little here. This match did become very violent. So for those of you that are watching with your children, it might be in the best interest to not allow them to see this match. Until next week, I'm Laura Angelique.
This match is a match that I know you've been waiting for quite some time. It is a Texas tornado match. All 4 men in the ring at the same time. No rules. Anything goes. At a weight, combined weight of 505 pounds, from Indianapolis, Indiana, Jimmy Jackhammer and his partner from Band Street, USA, in Atlanta, Georgia, GA, Buddy Bam Bam Garvin.
Fans, it's come down to this. You're finally going to see it today. The match, the Texas Tornado match between the team of Buddy Bam Bam Garvin and Jimmy Jackhammer against the James boys. We've seen it come about. We've seen it transpire over the last few weeks here in the PWI. Buddy Bam Bam Garvin and Jimmy Jackhammer, as you saw, as you witnessed in one of my interviews with Dallas James, jumping him and viciously and maliciously beating him in the center of the ring.
Opponents in this free fall.
Now we're about to see the entrance of the James brothers.
A combined weight of 530 pounds. The James boys, Austin James and Dallas James.
Here they are, the James boys, Austin and Dallas. There he is, making his way into the arena with the fan support, the cheers from the fans, something we've not witnessed for months, for years here in the PWI. And now, emerging from the dressing room, we see the team of the James boys. Dallas there with his duster and the brand from the wild side. Ready to get even. As you saw a couple weeks ago when I was here with Diamond Dan, we witnessed that no contest match where the match between these four combatants just did not really come to reality here. The match never really got going, but it never happened. And today we are about to see Bad Street meet the Wild Side. Quite a difference here in the PWI, hearing them cheer the likes of Dallas James, Austin James here. Austin may be a little more used to it here in the past as he's come to the aid of the PWI champion Bobo Brazil Jr. But here again, tagging up with his brothers, as we saw he also came and sheltered his brother from this vicious attack from these two from Bad Street. But right now, we're about to see the action here. Great match here, and I think Dallas James is ready to have at it. He's ready to settle the score, I think, with Mr. Jackhammer and Mr. Garvin. And Austin James ready to reform this team of the James boys. Referee with some final instructions here, checking the boots there of Mr. Garvin. And who will our first two be? Well, we're ready to go here with that. That's right, the Texas Tornado. We're not going to have two in here. We've got four at all times. No rules, no holds barred, as we're about to see the combatants tying each other down. And we see Garvin going after her right there with Dallas James. Austin going with Jimmy Jackhammer in the corner. Jackhammer taking the elbows across the back. The team of the James boys seem to be behind here in the early goings of this match. On the outside, Garvin coming across, axe handle across the back of Dallas James, working him on the outside against the concrete. Fist flying up beside the head as the head, I think, bounced a couple times off the concrete floor here. Back in the center of the ring, we see Jimmy Jackhammer. Austin James coming to his feet quickly, going back at it. But still on the outside. Buddy Bam Bam Garvin taking Dallas James into that iron tree there in the corner of the squared circle. And still, Jimmy Jackhammer working on Austin James in the far corner. Here we see Dallas James going to the concrete floor again. Buddy Bam Bam Garvin has asserted himself early in this match. And if you're wondering, again, this is the Texas Tornado. All four men can be in the ring, outside the ring. It doesn't matter. There is no disqualification here. So that's why you're seeing it. Cameramen having an extra hard duty today keeping up with this match. Jimmy Jackhammer seeming to have bested Austin James here as they both set him up. Looks like double clothesline. About rips the throat, ripping through the throat of Austin James there. Austin James alone in the center of the rings with the men from the Bad Street. Jimmy Jackhammer holding Austin there as Garvin slaps, mockingly slaps at Austin James. Now Jackhammer, now both of them still working on it. Dallas James yet to be seen, yet to make his way back into the center of the squared circle here. Wild and woolly action from the very beginning. Coming down across the leg of Austin James. Looks, now I've got a better vantage point here and I can see it. Does look like Dallas James has definitely been victim of some, looks like a victim of some sort of injury here. I'm not sure what it is. Can't really get a good view from where I'm sitting. But Dallas James definitely hurt here. Definitely has been hurt. And it looks like Austin James is left to fare for himself as these two rugged men, the man from Bad Street, Bam Bam, Buddy Garvin, and Jimmy Jackhammer. That looks like Garvin's over here to check on Dallas James. James looking like he might be trying to work his way up, but Garvin kind of just brushes him aside as if he's not to be concerned with right now. Both in there to do damage on Austin James. Dallas now making his way back up the ringside. Garvin punches him and James back down. Again, trying to get back inside, and again, Garvin holding him on the outside. Dallas James looking like doing everything he can just to make his way back into the ring. Working his way back inside into the turnbuckle. And Jackhammer. And there we can see it. There, fans, there now here, and you can see. Oh, and there he is. I think this red badge of courage that is spewing from the forehead of Dallas James there has drawn the ire. We've seen this second win. But the blood continues to spill from the forehead of Dallas James. It's what we could not see on the outside there. But it looks like plenty of blood is still flowing on Dallas. Look at the blood pour from the forehead of Dallas James. Austin working on Jimmy Jackhammer here in the near corner. And James taking it into a chair out at ringside. Dallas James seems to have caught his win. He's got a chair taken across the back of Bam Bam Buddy Garvin. And the man from the wild side taking it to Bad Street. Is in there on the outside. Jimmy Jackhammer working the eyes of Austin James, and to the rescue of his brother, Dallas James. There you can see a good close-up of the blood spilling from the forehead. Seen a lot of battles that Dallas James has been in over the years. I have seen a lot of blood spilled between him and many others of his opponents, but I don't think I've ever seen this much come from any one man here in the PWI. But Dallas James is still in there, still working away. Austin over here working on the man from Bad Street, and Dallas James takes him into the turn. Not the turnbuckle, but the ring post there. Austin James taking Buddy Garvin into the ring post. Katie by the door, the action is wild and furious today. The chair, the metal chair across the back. Jimmy Jackhammer seems to have turned the table on Dallas James. James on his back on the canvas here. Jackhammer working his way up the ropes. Jackhammer claims it's over. Double act, no, caught by the boot. Caught by the boot of Dallas James coming off the middle rope there. And we do. We've got a pin. And the James boys. The James boys. Victory goes to the James boys. We have the cover. The leg hook by Dallas James. With all the blood, he's probably lost a pint or two of blood, but he's still out there going at it. He's still got more to settle with Mr. Garvin and the two James boys working on the outside as we hear the bell sound again. Victory here. Victory here has gone to the James boys in this Texas Tornado match. Wild and furious action here as you see. Now we see the Bounty Hunter on the outside here. The Bounty Hunter coming out here, hitting Dallas James. The Heartthrob, the Bounty Hunter, all in there. Lightning Rod coming out here. Now we're getting some from both sides. Both locker rooms now emptying into the ring. Dallas James still going, still spilling blood, but it's still going after Bam Bam Buddy Garvin. Still wanting to settle a bigger score here. And the referee there on the... Well, we've seen a lot of action here, and it's still going. The jackhammer. And again, the referee calls for the bell. Wild action here. Bloody action as we saw the effects of what Bam Bam Buddy Garvin and his chain can wreak havoc on the forehead of one. Dallas James. But the team of the James boys are victorious. It looks like this is a long way from being over here, fans. But there looks like there still needs to be much score. I don't think Dallas has settled this feud. There, look at the blood still continue to pour. Unbelievable action here on PWI's Championship Wrestling. Lightning Rod taking the big man from Germany on outside the ring here. Lightning Rod. If we just think about it, a month or so ago, you would have never seen the likes of what has just spilled out of the dressing room to the aid of the James boys.
Are the James.
And there they are, the victors. The James boys, Dallas and Austin in there.
The winners are the James boys, Dallas and Austin.
But you can sure see the blood has spilled. The blood has flown here from the forehead of Dallas James. Brought forward by one buddy, Bam Bam Garvin. And that shiny rope of steel that he brought in there, that chain that he brought into the ring, cutting open the forehead of Dallas James. I'm sure this man is going to need some stitches to bring this wound to a close. Fans, this is all the action we're going to be able to bring you here. I'm not sure if this has come to a conclusion yet tonight, but we're going to have to be signing off. We will see you next week, and again, PWI's Championship Wrestling. This is Dave Yearwood signing off. Have a good week.
Fans, it's this Saturday night, Indianapolis Event Center, when PWI Championship Wrestling returns with 2 for 1. Now, before we get to what we're involved in, we know Bobo Brazil will be defending the title. We know superstar TJ Powers, Billie Joe Eaton against Fire and Ice. But we don't care, do we? It all comes down to you, Garvin. Garvin, it's me and you, one-on-one this time. It's not a tag team match, it's one-on-one. And it doesn't matter anymore. I got busted open once, I can get busted open again. And you, Jimmy Jackhammer, you found out, even while I'm busted open, I'm still man enough to defeat you. Austin, you're not going to wave that flag. That's the end of that. Garvin, you're going to quit. You know why? because I know the family quit on you a long time ago. You see, I called Atlanta GA. I found out you're adopted. You're not a part of the Garvin family at all. You're an imposter. And this Saturday night, you're going to quit right there in front of everybody, and you're out of the PWI.
Fans, don't forget PWI Championship Wrestling returning this Saturday night, July the 8th at 8 p.m. at the Indianapolis Event Center on East Raymond Street. It's been entitled 2 for 1. One of the reasons in the PWI television title tournament, second and third rounds featuring the man you just saw, Lightning Rod, and many others. Also, a special grudge match. It's just been signed, Quicksilver to meet Billie Joe Eaton. And what about this one? In an I Quit flag match, Dallas James to go up against Buddy Bam Bam Garvin. For all tickets are priced at $5, under 6 admitted free, and the doors open up at 7 p.m. We talked about this one earlier. It's in the main event. Bobo Brazil Jr. defending the title against Dice Man Ronnie Vegas. PWI Championship Wrestling this Saturday night, July the 8th, 8 p.m. at the Indianapolis Event Center, 3653 East Raymond Street.